Friends, thanks for joining me again. Today we're going to talk about this little bear. It is a Phono preamp tube. I've had it around for a little bit. Obviously it's been opened and used, but if it's not in use, I do pack them up in the boxes with all their original material. Later in the video, I'll describe how you can win this preamp. Let's go into unboxing. It does come with a manual. I didn't find the manual to be too, there's nothing in here that's like novel or unique to this one. So I just kind of set it to the side. A little bit of foam and the plug, I'm not sure. I bought this used, so I'm not sure that this is the original because this is one of those like vampire plugs, not like the modern plugs that you find on some of the other preamps. We'll see those in other videos. Pretty much run-of-the-mill. This reminds me of one of those old Sony plugs that you used to get with like your CD player. Pretty hefty. It comes with the two tubes, and these tubes, I'm a little disappointed in the tubes. So you'll see that the printing on here is just like crap. And then as we put it together, you'll see that the printing is actually not lined up with the actual pin layout. So the printing ends up being on all kind of sides. It doesn't, there's no symmetry, if you know what I mean. If you're OCD, these are probably not the tubes for you. So let's get this guy out here. It is pretty straightforward. A couple of switches here. You have your on, your off, your aux and phono. It does have aux in up here. And then here you have your line in. Well, we'll turn it over so you can see the right side. Line in on this side, phono in, not line in, I apologize. Line out on this side, phono in with the ground here. And then you have your AC. Nothing really super special. It does have this gain switch here that switches it between 35 dB and 40 dB, which on the uses that I've done with it, the times I've used it, the 40 dB is just, there's some distortion that happens when you go with it. All right, I think it is time to open this up and get a good view of the inside. The build quality on this one, and here I'm gonna lift it up and rattle it before I got them all out, is it's kind of loose in here. And the thing is, in my opinion, that felt pads are pretty cheap, and to put felt pads on the ends of the circuit board, which I'll show you here in a second. Here, let me open this up. So you'll see that this is just extruded aluminum. And just to put some felt pads on the circuit board to keep it from doing that, it's cheap. I don't know why they would not have done that. So to open it up, we actually are going to need to pull our little gain switch off here. Alrighty. All right, so this side needs to come off now. All right, so this thing really speeds things up. All right, in here we have the plug sets, lots and lots of capacitors, a boatload of resistors. There's some diodes. You can tell the diodes because they'll have a line on one end, just a white line. They'll usually be black. There's an integrated circuit. That's probably not. So I have transistors right here, which I expect to have transistors. I wasn't expecting the integrated circuit. So when we open up the others on the other videos, we'll have to take a look and see if they also have integrated circuits. I don't know if that's actually common in these. This this is actually the only one that I've opened up just because I was curious one day, because when you listen to it, you're going to hear what I hear. I was really interested in the distortion on that high, the 40 dB. Yeah, the 40 dB. This is the Pile PP999. I've had this one around for quite some time. I really like it, actually. The build quality is, it's not rattling. It's just, you know, a solid state piece that just sets between my phono and my amp. Nothing really elaborate. I think this is one of the best-selling preamps out there. I don't know. I haven't really done much research. I just use it. All right, let's take it apart and look at the inside. So first, the ground is actually one of the screws holding it together here. All right. All right, moment of truth. Got the capacitors, got the resistors. There's a diode, and an integrated circuit. No transistors that are separate from the integrated circuit. So in here is likely the transistors. Well, it actually would need to be transistors because that's how the amplification happens. So the layout's pretty simple. I would say, you know, on a modern amplifier such as the Sony 190, I would imagine it looks very, very similar to this. If you can isolate the actual circuitry for the preamp that's in that, I bet it looks very, very similar to this. You can win this, and the way you can win it is, first off, like and subscribe so you'll see the subsequent videos that are associated with this and the entry to win. For all three videos, we're going to use this Ortrophon. It is an FF15XC Mark II, and it has a brand new OG, real old stock stylus. Everything is warmed up, good, ready to go. We're going to do a demo real quick just to show that everything's hooked up and that everything's functional. Let's roll into the record. What we're going to start with is the little bear when it starts making sound. Pretty honest sound. Now this is what upsets me about the little bear, is when I hit this gain switch. You hear all this static? It's like, I don't know, not good. All right, the pile. On the pile, I have to turn the volume up a little bit higher, but I love the sound. It's just solid. All right, now let's kill these and go up here.